stream onto Facebook, but it seems to suck up a lot of bandwidth, whereas YouTube seems to be okay. What's going on? Okay, so I just got back from a trip to India, which was very interesting. So I spent 2 weeks in Bangalore and Delhi, and then I had a little holiday up in Rishikesh, which was really cool. That's the third time I've been to India, but this time I actually went to India for business purposes. A little bit of R&R up in Rishikesh, which was nice. It was very interesting checking out India, going to those big cities, Bangalore and Delhi, chatting to various other businesses and companies and governments and etc. about E2 language and E2 school, and how this website could be used in India to help educate people in the English language. It was a really good experience. So we've got some high hopes for accessing India, and yeah, cool country. Very wild country, I have to say. The worst traffic I've ever seen in my life. Holy moly, crazy stuff. But yeah, pretty cool. Okay, let me share my screen and let me talk to you about what we're going to do today. So cool, hopefully you can see my screen. In this session, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you an orientation of the E2 language platform. So I'm going to talk to you about how E2 language works. I'm going to show you how it works, and I'm going to describe to you how it can help you to pass your PTE test, to get the scores that you want on your PTE test. Okay, so just bear with me for a second while I log in. I'm sorry about okay. Hopefully that's right. That's the longest password in the world. Cool. Okay, so I've just logged in as a student. If you're a free student, you're going to have a sort of limited experience of E2 language. I think we provide you with about 5% of the content or something like that, and 5% of the sort of other features. So I've logged in as a paid student. So this is what you see if you are a paid student. The first thing you sort of see over here is the calendar, and this has all of the live events in it, because E2 language is not just a self-study platform. It includes lots of live teaching, real life teachers, very high quality, good teachers, experienced teachers, well-qualified teachers, and teachers who really know the PTE tests back to front. So what you can do from this calendar, for example, is book your live classes. So you schedule your live classes. So if you do sign up for the course, I think Express comes with 25 live classes. All of the other courses come with 100 live classes, which is, you know, extremely good value for money. Think about that, going to your local language school and getting 100 classroom sessions. I mean, it's huge. For the price you pay for this, I think we could compete against any language school. Plus, as I mentioned, our teachers are, you know, experts on this stuff. So if you do want to register for a live class, you simply click on it. This one's a speaking live class, for example. You simply click the register button. It'll turn green. And what you do a few minutes before that time, 6 p.m. Melbourne time, I'm not sure what time it is in your time zone, it will change for you. You simply click on the event and click the join live class button there, or you'll receive an email and you click the link in the email. Okay, so this is how you work the live classes. If you do book a tutorial, it will appear in your calendar here as well to remind you. Let me just quickly show you how to book a tutorial. That's a one-on-one 45-minute session with one of our teachers. You simply click this button here, tutorial. You choose a day. Let's say you want to take one on Sunday. You choose a time. Let's say you want to take it at 8 p.m. You choose the tasks that you want to focus on. Let's say you want to do describe image, retail lecture, and you click submit. Simple as that. Again, 5 minutes before your chosen day and time, the teacher will send you an email. You click the link in the email and boop, up pops the teacher. You don't need to do anything. You just sit back and relax. The teacher takes you through and gives you some very powerful feedback on your speaking, writing, reading, etc. So whatever you want to focus on there. So that's how that works. Just back on the live classes, if you do miss a live class, that's okay. You can watch the recorded classes here. So we have a big list of all of the recordings here. Let me just play one to you for just a short while so you can see what happens. So the live classes look like this. You've got the live teacher here. The teacher will take you through sort of a live mock test, talk to you about methodology, talk to you about strategies, talk to you about, well, show you answer explanations, etc. So it's really good, the live classes, because, whoopsie, where did I go? Not only are they powerful in an education sense in that you learn a lot, but they're also very motivating. They actually get you to come back and engage with the platform. So if you do find it difficult to prepare or study those live classes, schedule them in your calendar, and yeah, really cool. The other thing that's really powerful about this platform is the speaking and writing feedback. So let me show you how that works. So here's the course. Let's say you want to get some writing on feedback on your essay, for example. You click on writing. We've got an introduction with videos showing you the different sections. A section on grammar, for example. If we go to write essay, you've got an overview lesson. You've got all the methodology lessons on how to construct paragraphs and how to generate ideas, how to prepare your essay, how to write your introduction, etc. There's lots of practice questions here for you with model answers. But what I'll show you, for example, is an assessment. So if I click on assessment here and I click start, okay, it's just like the real PTE test. I've got my clock ticking down. Here's the question prompts. I write my answer in here and I click submit. Boom, it gets sent off to one of our teachers, and one of our teachers within 24 to 48 hours will provide you with very comprehensive feedback on your writing, corrective feedback, links to resources that you specifically need to watch, including probably grammar videos. Maybe you're making mistakes with articles or something like that. Who knows? So it's a very powerful and fast way to improve your scores. It's skills and scores, okay? We've also developed this really neat little tool. It's called a mini mock test, okay? It's $49 US. If you haven't taken the PTE before, I strongly recommend you start with this mini mock test. What it will do is give you a proper exam simulation. Let me just start the test and show you what it's like, for example. So it mimics the real test. So here's your first read aloud. It's under time conditions. It's very much like the PT. So you do need to set aside an hour and 40 minutes to do it. It's a shortened test. It's not a full test. And what happens is you submit your read aloud, you do your describe image, you write the essay, you do all the different reading questions, etc. And what happens is at the end, it'll give you really good analytics of your performance. It will show you your reading score and listening score, etc. But more importantly, you can actually look at your reading section and you can find out which tasks you've performed well on, which ones you haven't performed well on, therefore which ones you need to focus on. And for the ones where you actually submit speaking or writing, again, the teacher will correct it for you and you get all this comprehensive feedback. So it's a really good place to start from. Or if you've taken the PTE before and you've failed, but you don't know where you went wrong exactly, the mini mock test will diagnose your issues. Whoopsie. So there's lots more here. There's lots and lots of content in the platform. In addition to that, we have the pre-test strategy session, which is a 15-minute consultation with a teacher before your test. We have a post-test consultation, which is something you take if you are unsuccessful. As I mentioned, this one comes with 105 live classes, which is just huge numbers. You can cram this course in a couple of weeks, or you can study for 6 months, a year. It's up to you. Anyway, there's lots more. What I want to show you also, just very briefly before we go to a Q&A, is this website we've just recently developed called E2 School. Okay, so this is a separate website, but it's connected to E2 Language. E2 Language, the one I just showed you, is really for test prep, right? It's overviews and it's methods and it's practice and it's feedback, etc. And mock test. E2 School, this website here, is for skill building for your test, okay? So ultimately, PTE or IELTS or any of these English tests are English language tests. They are testing your English language skills. Yes, you need to prepare for them by understanding how the test works and learning the strategies and the methods, etc. But if you are lacking in fundamental skills, in other words, if you don't have good pronunciation or grammar or vocabulary, then you may need to check out this website here. This one is built, its purpose is to build up those skills. So we have courses on pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, for example, general English. This website is inexpensive. So it's $9 per month, okay, which is super accessible. It comes with lots of self-study materials, but also live classes. I'm giving a pronunciation class today at 2 p.m. Melbourne time, for example. So yeah, this is the place to go if you want to improve those sort of basic skills. And then you can do both websites at the same time, or you can start here, for example, or go back and forth. It's up to you. Anyway, yeah, cool website. Check it out. Okay, I'm going to answer some questions now. So just give me a second to log on to YouTube Live. And let me have a look at this. Okay. I'm just bringing up the chat on my phone. Okay, I'm going to answer some questions. Okay, great. We've got Mukesh Aghi back in there, which is cool. All right, let's do some questions. Do you have any questions for me? Any questions? You can pop them into the chats. Pop any questions you have into the chat. Okay, Azam has asked, this is on YouTube Live, I have a PT test lined up next week. About 10 days ago, I attempted it for the third time and fallen short by 3 and 4 marks in listening and writing respectively for the 79 goal. Okay, Azam, it sounds like if you're struggling in listening and writing, keep in mind that the PT tasks have integrated scoring. That is, if you're doing one task, it will contribute points to both listening and writing, for example. Those tasks include summarized spoken text. That's the one where you got to listen to the lecture, you take your notes, and then you write a summary. So make sure you're concentrating on that one. And also write from dictation is another one that contributes points to both writing and listening scores. So those are the 2 tasks that you may need to focus on. So make sure you check those out. Okay, question from Venkatesh. Venkatesh has asked, Jay, is it easy to get 58 PT score? It totally depends on your current level of English. So what I suggest you do, Venkatesh, is take our mini mock test with feedback. It's far cheaper than the real PT test. It will give you a very good indication of your current level. It will provide you with lots of feedback about which parts of the test you need to focus on and where your weak areas are, and also how you can improve upon those weak areas. So check that out. That's probably the right thing for you to do. You may then need to prepare further, or you may be ready to actually go ahead and take PT Academic. Cool. Okay, not many questions today. Everyone's pretty quiet. That's okay. That's fine. Whoops, just whenever I say that, there's always one that pops in. Melanie, in the essay, is it better to write agreeing, disagreeing on a single argument on both paragraphs? So in other words, sticking to one single view. Yes. Okay. So in the essay in PT Academic, it's an argumentative essay or persuasive essay. Now, you should definitely have, agree or disagree, pick a side. You need to pick a side. You're going to get a question that will give you the opportunity to choose a side. What do you think about this? Is it good or bad? And you go, okay, I think it's good. And here's why. Okay, and you write your arguments about why you think it's good. However, at some point, either in the introduction or one of your paragraphs or your conclusion, you should acknowledge the other side of the argument. You should say, listen, I think it's good because of X, Y, and Z. Some people think it's bad because of this, but in this essay, I'm going to show you why my reasons are correct, something like that. So do just mention it, but yes, ultimately choose a side, stick to that side. Chinmay, is there any area which carry highest marks and we should concentrate more? In fact, Chinmay, nobody knows the weightage of the different tasks except for Pearson themselves. I've seen some stuff on YouTube where people claim to know this information, but it's false. They do not know. Nobody knows except for Pearson. It's tightly guarded. There are some stupid ideas on YouTube about skipping certain questions because they're not valuable. That is a crazy idea. Please do not do that. Complete all of the questions and just try to do your best on each of them, okay? I guess your question's referring to how much time you should spend on specific questions. Again, I think it's best just to perform well on each question type as good as you can. Okay, Ali Adam, what's the difference between the students who has been registered as free and paid? Good question, Ali. So on E2 Language, if you're a free student, you get about 5% of the content. So 95% of the content is locked. You can't access it. That includes methods, lessons, and practice questions and assessments and lots of good stuff that is not on YouTube, right? Also, the live classes are locked, except for like a handful. You get to sort of come to 1 or 2 live classes, but in fact, we have 2 live classes a day running. So if you do pay, you get full access to all the live classes. In addition, all the feedback is locked for free users. So you can't submit your writing or your speaking. You can't get feedback from the teachers on your writing or speaking. And also the tutorials are locked. So the one-on-one tutorials, we're 45 minutes one-on-one with the teacher. Free users can't get access to those. So as I said, 95% of the content is locked for free users. So you may want to think about upgrading your account to get access to all of that. Okay, Dilshan, are Pearson's mock tests marked with the same algorithm as the real test? Yes, they are. However, the Pearson mock test is more difficult, it uses more complex vocabulary than the actual test. So the mock test is slightly harder. Just keep that in mind. So your score might be slightly lower on the mock test compared to the real test. Nandini, Jay, I've got 60 in my mini mock test. My exam is scheduled tomorrow. Is it possible to get a decent score? Well, it's possible, but you'll have to see how you go. Yeah, see how you go. Good luck, Nandini. Atik, Jay, I'm in need of 79 in PT. Any specific idea to focus on high-valued scored questions? I just mentioned that. Focus on all of the questions. That's how you get a high score. Azam, are retail, lecture, and write from dictation the areas that contribute to these modules predominantly? So retail, lecture contributes points to listening and speaking. Write from dictation contributes points to listening and writing. Summarize spoken text contributes points to listening and writing. So they're the ones that you want to focus in on. They're the important ones for you. Cool, that's it. If you have any further questions, you can go to or email hello@e2language.com. hello@e2language.com. Cool. Do think about upgrading to one of the paid courses on E2 Language, or if you need some skill building help, go to e2school.com. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys very soon, and good luck for those of you taking your PT soon. See you soon.